I'm Jason UFC, and today we have a story about UFC Light Heavyweight contender Jan Blachowicz vows to send um, Alex Pereira back to the UFC middleweight division after their fight at UFC 291. Jan Blachowicz and Alex Pereira are set to serve as the co-main event three-round fight at UFC 291 on July 29th in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's an intriguing matchup and one Blachowicz says he asked for, which we have to come back to that point. He says when he heard Pereira was moving up, he wanted to be the first to welcome the Alex Pereira to the UFC Light Heavyweight 205-pound division, as he likes the style matchup and expects to send Alex Pereira back down to the UFC middleweight division. I think I think this is my job in the UFC sometimes. I need to do it in the best way to send him back to the quote lower category, Blachowicz said on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, I believe, right? It should be with Ariel Helwani. Although Jan Blachowicz is confident he will defeat Alex Pereira, he knows the fight won't be an easy one. Blachowicz is well aware that Alex Pereira has KO power, but he thinks at 205 that power won't be the same as it was in the middleweight division for sure. He's gonna have power, but what I always say is if you change the weight category, you can spar in the gym with bigger guys, but when you fight, it's completely different. Blachowicz adding timing, speed, everything is different. 3 times I fight before with guys from lower divisions. I thought you just called them lower category, right? Lower divisions, and I won everything. This time will be the same. Okay. Blachowicz opened as a small betting favorite. We don't have to get into that. If I win the fight, my next fight will be for the UFC Light Heavyweight title. It's bigger motivation for me, and thanks to Alex, he may be moved to our category. New blood. I like to know what place I am right now. It's good for me. After this fight, my next fight will be for the title. I'm just happy to take the belt again to Poland, like a legendary Polish power. Yeah, I mean, not too many opinions on this fight. The one thing I'm not too crazy about with this fight is that Pereira recently was knocked out cold. I mean, it was a vicious knockout. I believe that was in April. Was that in April? I feel like, let's just say it was April. That was last month. And the idea, he got knocked out cold in round number 2, and you have April, May, June, July. You have 3 months to not only, get back healthy, but prepare for another fight and move up in the division after being seriously knocked out cold. I don't understand this fight, so I'm not too crazy about the idea of a fighter being knocked out cold and 2 months later, I don't know why they're rushing this fight. Jamal Hill and Yuri Prochazka has not been announced yet. The UFC Light Heavyweight Champion, I don't know, maybe he's fighting Israel Adesanya next. I don't know what's going on with the UFC Light Heavyweight division, but I'm not crazy about Jan Blachowicz fighting Alex Pereira 2 months after being, seriously knocked out cold. I'm not crazy about that fight. I don't understand the rush, especially with Pereira going up to a division, especially with Pereira being knocked out cold. He's fighting before Israel Adesanya, who knocked him out cold. Israel Adesanya is fighting in, I believe, September. So Israel Adesanya is going to fight 2 months after the guy he knocked out cold in the second round. I'm not crazy about this. Pereira, could easily win this fight. There was rumors that Pereira walks around at up to 220 pounds. So he's a big boy. Clearly the power at middleweight is not the power at light heavyweight, so he's gonna have to bring a little bit more extra to knock out some of these guys. But like I said, my only opinion about this story, and I'm an MMA casual, I don't follow everything, I don't know everything about MMA and everything, but seeing the vicious knockout Alex Pereira took in April, for him to come back in 3 months and fight another fight, moving up in the division. If he gets knocked out cold again versus someone who, as Jan Blachowicz likes to say, legendary Polish power, it could be bad. I just want to say that it could be bad, but it should be a good fight. I just wish it was happening a little bit later. I think if you're gonna have that fight, I don't think you probably want to put it on the undercard of Israel Adesanya, but I just think it would have made sense for me to see Alex Pereira just to take a few more months off, maybe come back for the Dubai show. Is it Dubai or Abu Dhabi? I can't remember. But let me know your opinion of this story. It should be a good fight. UFC 291, UFC Salt Lake City, July 29th, 2023. I'm Jason, UFC. Today we had a story about UFC Light Heavyweight contender Jan Blachowicz vows to send Alex Pereira back to the UFC middleweight division after UFC 291. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button. And please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.